Prison doors open, but not to freedom, to the battlefield. This is the disturbing picture now emerging from Yemen. You're watching TimesXP. My name is Houthi, and a London-based Saudi newspaper is making a serious claim. One that is sending shockwaves through the entire region. It says that Iran-backed Houthi movement is no longer relying on the volunteers. Instead, it is turning prisons into recruitment camps. Here's how it is allegedly working. So inmates are called in one by one. They are given an offer. That is really not an offer, by the way. Fight for us or stay locked up. Clemency is promised. Freedom is dangled. And behind that promise, there is pressure, threats, punishment, and even the denial of family visits. Well, according to resources quoted in the report, hundreds of prisoners have already been pulled into this system. Men jailed in Houthi-controlled provinces, and they are being transferred now, not home, but into some places or maybe military training camp. Let's talk numbers now. The report claims that about 370 inmates from the stronghold provinces of Amran and Sada, they have been forced into training programs. These areas are considered the heartland of the Houthi power, and now they are also feeding the front line here. In fact, in Sada alone, local sources say that 80 prisoners were released after being forced to sign up, after being ideologically trained and being prepared for any sort of combat. Released but straight into the war. And this is not limited to just one region. That's the disturbing part here. Similar recruitment drives are reportedly underway in Sana'a, Ib, Damar, in fact, Haja. Other places are also involved here. In fact, whenever the Houthi hold power, the prisons are being tapped. An earlier campaign in Taij, that is a province, reportedly saw 219 prisoners freed, only after agreeing to fight for them. This pattern is becoming clear now. But you know why now? This whole report, it says that the Houthis are trying to reinforce collapsing frontline. In fact, losses are mounting, pressure is increasing, and the group claims that it wants to join what it calls the battle for the liberation of Palestine. But the fighters, they are coming from jail cells. Now, at the center of this push, the report points to the Houthi leader, Abdul Malik al-Houthi. The recruitment, it claims, is happening on direct orders from the top. This is not just a military story, ladies and gentlemen, it's a human one. Prisoners with no real choice, families cut off, men sent to fight not for belief but for survival. And it raises an uncomfortable question now. When a movement must empty its prisons to fill its ranks, what does that say about the war it is fighting? Because when freedom comes only through a rifle, that is not liberation, that is desperation.